folks, welcome back for another episode of Schwaaard's Journey to Legendary, or perhaps Friends' Journey to Legendary. We'll have to wait and see exactly how this is going to play out. I'm not entirely sure. I went in thinking it was going to be Friends, but then Joseph sent me a really cool Dagoth deck that he has had incredible success with, so I thought maybe I'll go ahead and play it myself. I'd rather have him play it, or as he suggested, that K Fluffy has been playing it. In fact, I did witness K Fluffy playing it. Unfortunately, it was an invade game, and came right at the end of it. And it did not go. It did not have a happy ending. Nor did my first game. My first game was against a market archer, market assassin, and not only that, but one that drew all three markets within the first 9 turns. It was very boring to play. It was very frustrating to play, and I'm sure it would have been very boring to watch because it literally is just I do nothing and play my 0-cost cards and drain you down to nothing, and I win the game. Before I jump into it, I do want to throw this out there. This is not a paid endorsement in any shape or form. This is not anything financially tied. This is something I did on my own time. Or pursued in my own time, I should say. It is a Legends Sandstone coaster. Very, very cool. It's got the cork back and everything. For anybody who's been around the game for any amount of time, you know there's really not a whole lot of physical collector stuff out there for the game. There are some cards that you could get from conventions, and I actually did find them. You can still find them on eBay for like $20. It gives you 6 cards. They are the old art style versions, so maybe not exactly what you're familiar with, especially if you just joined the game recently, but they're really cool. You got Ulfric and Blood Dragon and stuff like that. They're nice cards to have around, but other than that, there's really no physical media, no physical stuff. So Angela is a gal on Etsy, and she does these custom coasters, which is fantastic. She has a huge variety of stuff, movies and video games and everything. But if you have an order or have a design that you would like to see that she doesn't already feature, she's happy to take custom orders, and that's how I got. That's how I got this done. Obviously, this is existing art. There wasn't something I came up with, and this is not officially licensed. But she's able to take that art and put it onto a coaster and everything, and it turned out really, really well. And I just said, if it turns out great, I'll go ahead and put it out there just in case anybody else wants a little bit of Legends memorabilia. Typically, she sells them in groups of 4. So if you've got like 2 or 3 other games that you'd like to see, Final Fantasy or Mario or something old school like that, you can use it. But I use it as a coaster for my drink, and it's they're fantastic. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Just trying to promote custom craftsmen from wherever. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and jump in. Oh, we got Dano's in a match here. Let's take a look and see perhaps you will be able to see what Dano is playing, what he is up to these days. All right, looks like a Prophecy right off the jump, I would say. Well, I could be wrong. I thought Prophecy Guildsworn, because I see Green Pact Ambusher, sorry. She could be delivering a message, and the message is, I'm ambushing you. But aside from her, it doesn't look like a ton of prophecies there, so it just looks like a really solid Guildsworn deck. I haven't really seen Phalanx Exemplar in any recent builds there. Fingers of the Mountain is a card I saw playing against the Market Assassin, much to my chagrin. And this is not, now this, I don't know if this is Market Assassin as well. This is not the player that I played against. They had a much funkier name. This is just New Orleans, or New Orleans, just spelled differently. Dano trying to make his final push there. Green Pact is going to come down. Obviously, he knows New Orleans is sitting on 2 curses, which are going to adios the ambushers. And down goes Phalanx Exemplar as well. So Dano might be in a bit of a predicament here. We did just come in the middle of it. I'm trying to put together some games. Like I said, I played one myself. It was a bogus game. Just really not great on many accounts. And then we queued into another game using the same deck. Another player. And that did not turn out well. And now we're seeing it here. This just may be an ugly day on ladder. Unfortunately, you have those, I guess. Drain, not really wanting, probably not what Dano wants at this particular moment. Interesting, he's holding on to Aren. I don't know, maybe does he not have any actions in the discard? He does not. Ouch. Oh, he has Execute, but Execute would be absolutely worthless on everything except for the Thieves Guild, so that's not fantastic. So I don't know if New Orleans is playing... Ooh, Alfiq Conjure, fantastic. Fantastic pickup there. Get some nice points on the board. So I don't know if New Orleans is a market Assassin just hasn't drawn the market yet, or is holding onto the market for a big push, or exactly what. We kind of came in a little too late for me to know exactly what's going on here. Hopefully we do not see a Curse Leaf Lurker on the 7-5. That would be grossly unfortunate. All right, so New Orleans. Yeah, I think if New Orleans had Market Archer, or had, I keep saying Market Archer, it's almost like one. There it is. There it is. Wow, I thought only I had that kind of crappy luck. Unfortunately for Dano, he also has that. So he's going to still be chipping away. Aren is a 5-5 body, but probably really, I mean, maybe we might see Ice Storm come down here. Or he's going to wait, try to trade, get the shear point down to a 4-2, and then use Ice Storm to wipe the board. Perhaps. I'm not really sure. Options are limited. New Orleans has a ton of options right now. Dano making his push from the Lady, which is also where we are currently.
I will keep the amulet safe.
Ooh, a nice, shiny, premium-size Sahan. Unfortunately, gets rid of the Harpy, which was going to be the mitigating factor for shear point. What an amazing Ice Storm it would have been. It still can be, in fact. I think we will see. We'll see hit, and then Ice Storm, clear off the board, and then Garnag comes down to hobble New Orleans counterattack. Okay, Dano decides not to break that rune, which I can totally understand.
You're too kind.
We must protect the Night Mother.
A little bit of taunting. I'm not sure what it is with the taunting either. You know, you can go 10, 20, you can go like 2 dozen games without ever coming across somebody that feels the need to make snide remarks when they feel they've got the upper hand. And then some days you just queue into a bunch of them. All right, Temple Conjurer. Not a bad card to see at this particular point in time. Obviously, the curse is lurking. We don't know if the lurker is lurking as well. It's Ice Storm back. So it will be hard for New Orleans to develop a board if they have any aspirations to do so. Wouldn't be surprised if they're running Debilitate, because that's what I got. I got hit with one of them. It really depends. I have no clue what this assassin list is right now. Typically, when you see a lot of zero-cost curses and things like that, it is some form of market deck, but we haven't seen market. So either New Orleans has the worst draw in the world, or they're not running market. They're just running some kind of curse removal thing. I don't really know. Really pulling for Dano here. I think he's behind the 8 ball. Even though he has a significant amount of damage on the board, we know that curse takes some of that off, so he would leave him with exact lethal. New Orleans with a ton of cards. Ooh, and that curse is going to be devastating now with 2 shear points on the board.
The black hand.
On the black hand. The all-seeing black hand. Yeah, this is a grim set of circumstances. And somehow it seems New Orleans still has a ton of cards in hand. I don't know how exactly that's possible, but that seems to be the way of things.
Sorry about that.
And again, some more BM from the opponent. I typically mute after the first one. That's just my personal thing. I have no need to listen to.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Interesting. I think he's going, okay, I want to get the sheer point off the board. I think that's the mentality. These kind of games are great because they're not counterintuitive. They're just moves that I would not have called. Ooh, gosh, that's a hard one to see. But it actually for me it lets me know that I'm learning. If okay, he's drawing like I would draw. This is phenomenally unfortunate. This is the kind of stuff that I get. Although, I mean, technically it is a late game card, but since it's one you can't really play. Now, this is a curious thing. If she sticks and he plays Crusader's Assault, buffs her temporarily to a 5/6, can he play Mighty Conjuring and get that value? I would like to see it. We're not going to see it because, of course, there's a Sneck. This is a Thursday. I don't know what it is about Thursdays. This particular Thursday.
Speak, citizen.
Shiny Ungulum. Sad Shiny Ungulum.
They won't even see my blade coming.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, this is not a this is not a day to be playing Legends apparently. Oof. Good news is he can play both tier right into Mighty Conjure. Doesn't even have to worry about the Crusaders Assault thing. I am curious if anybody knows. If you want to chip in the comments and say, hey, yeah, if you throw Crusaders Assault, even though it's a temporary buff, it does because it buffs too, right? Yeah. Wait. Boop, boop, boop. Yep.
I lurk in
Does
the
that? Oh my goodness gracious! What is going on? Game? Why are you being a turd muffin? Oh my gosh! And if he has a freaking leaf lurker, my goodness gracious. Dano, I feel for you, my friend. I really do. Oh, this is just absolute worst case scenario in pretty much every way. I'm sorry, man. I know what that feels like. No good target for Earthbone, really, but wants to get the 3 on the board. I understand that for sure.
Sorry about that.
Again with the BM. New Orleans.
I bark and bird. This is interesting.
Nice try.
Grow a little.
Care to go again?
Okay, gotta highlight it because I know we've got fans of the Sanctuary pet art that has remained elusive in all the tournaments. So we are seeing the drippy drip of the venom.
Protect our stronghold.
The douche comes down.
I will
Does get his ping.
turn.
Looks like New Orleans is mounting a defensive, or trying to mount a defensive, but his cards are so dinky that he's really having a difficult time with it. It's very bizarre because it seems to be playing like a control deck, but it doesn't, at least as far as I can tell at the moment, and obviously it can change at any time, I don't see an end game here. Like, are they running conscription? Like, what are you trying to do with... Okay, it is a control deck. You really can't call it anything but that when you're running an altar. This is, I will say it is interesting. It's different. It's Telvanni without the purple, which is rather bizarre.
The forest is mine.
And that's got all 3 of them, I believe, now. So we've had 2 Sanctuary pets. Only 2 Leaf Lurkers? Really? Okay. 2 Shearpoint Dragons. And a Partridge in a Pear Tree. So not all the ugliness is out of the way just yet. Alright, finally a little bit of garbage draw for the opponent there. Getting a Harpy that is not capable of shackling.
My time is
That's actually a very good card. Dark Rebirth, great card.
Let's go then. My time is precious.
Like, I don't want to play today. I'll be honest with you. I have no desire to play today and I know, I mean, you know, it sounds not superstitious, but it sounds weird. But like I said, I went up against Market Archer. K Fluffy queued into, oh, good call. So in case you missed it there, just to let you know, yeah, Dana was saying, I hope he doesn't have Journey. Which, in this game particularly, I would say I agree with that 100%. Although I did have a conversation with somebody. Yeah, he's going, I don't know. So I feel a little bit better. I'm not entirely lost. Well, okay, I blinked and I missed it. I apologize. How in the world did New Orleans get 25,000 cards? Alright, so we know, in theory at least, there is another Blackhand Messenger lurking about the place. No, there is no Necromancer, so we don't have to worry about seeing cards being brought back. Okay, so Dana is running Queen's Captain. Does New Orleans have the stones to break the rune? Does not appear so. Alright, so Opponent has the third cheer point. Belligerent Giant, Belly G, coming to the rescue, going to be able to get rid of that altar. I would imagine so. I don't think anything else, you'd want to bounce anything else. Everything has a nasty summon effect there. The Eclipse? Okay. You never know. I mean, like I said, Dano's a much better player than I am, so I'm constantly surprised by him and many of you actually when you do things that I don't necessarily see. You see certain lines that I don't, or you have a plan in mind that I don't see. So I never want to take it for granted that something that seems very clear.
Things on my mind.
Oh boy. Well, hey, kudos to Dano for sticking it out. I think I would have gotten bored and conceded a long time ago. And that's genuine. I really would be like, okay. So hopefully this will be an object lesson to me, and Dano will be able to pull this out despite all odds. We've been sitting on, I feel like we've been sitting on 13 health for the past few days now. That's what it feels like, honestly. So I really want to see him push through, but I mean, Mike, does he have a full hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's probably something that counts that for me. Whatever. But yeah, pretty much full hand. But really, as you can see, he's having a hard time building a board.
Return.
Approach and be recognized.
And that might be the end. That's probably going to be the end. Figure it was only a matter of time before she showed up in a... Okay, Dano is running 2 captains, but I mean in a 75 card deck. So he is going to add a third, or he's thinking about adding a third, which I think is definitely a good call. But it doesn't matter if you don't draw it. It really doesn't matter, because I know he has other draw. He mentioned, I think, Thieves Guild. He has other draw mechanics in this deck, and he's not tapping into them. And you can't control that. So the best you can hope is that the queen dies on this turn, but Lyneth, Assassin's Ritual?
You are full of
No, okay. I mean...
Careful there, friend.
Interesting playing in the... See, now that's something I wouldn't have predicted. But, I mean, at this point, I guess you have to pivot, because at 19, you're not going to plug away with a 2-1 for, 6 turns. At the same time, in the back of my brain... And there it is. There it is. So that was their endgame. Not conscription, which is refreshing. It's not just a bunch of altars and heals. There's no Necromancer's Amulet. There is, unfortunately, however, Journey to Sovngarde, which is going to give Norlian the board that he's been trying to build for the past 16 and a half years. He will be able to do that here. And my goodness gracious. And another altar. Goodness gracious. Thought he might feel emboldened with Journey activated.
They won't even see my blade coming.
Nice try. Care to go again?
Nothing but draw. Yep. So, yeah. It stings about, I don't know, 2% less than it would if I was actually playing. But I hate to see a game go sideways this bad. This is a game that I can almost guarantee, and this is not a slight against New Orleans at all, but this deck right here, I can't imagine. Now he is rank 1, so I could be totally wrong, and I'm not. I don't want to presume anything else, but just the way this game has gone, I don't see it being able to do this 50% of the time. Like, this just seems like a phenomenal. Like, it's just, everything has just been going their way. Just the draw out the wazoo.
A formidable display.
Dano being a good sport.
Fine display.
And New Orleans being a good sport, acknowledging that. Hopefully will... I don't know if he can take it. Let's see. 8, 14, 18, 26, 34. I think he's got lethal for days. Hopefully he'll make the push now. Does he still have it with 8, 16, 26? He has exact lethal right now. Doesn't look like he's going to go for it, though.
We know.
I would say taking no chances, but at 19 health, you're no longer... This is no longer like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm on the precipice of death, and so I must be incredibly cautious and finish it off on one turn. This is a little bit milking the teats of the game. And I think Dano's saying, okay, let's get on with it here. Are you going to finish it off, or are you going to be a kind of a turd muffin? Yeah. All right, we are queued into a second Dano game. He is running what looks like support mage. There's Queen Captain. Didn't see that at all last game. Would have been nice to see it a little bit there. Against Pablo 85_PL in the tower. Guessing forward camp? Yeah. Yep. That was totally a guess. I think Cygnus you don't want to play until you already have... you want to have what? Each friendly support. Yeah, you want to have at least one support on there. So interesting that when you see... Was this Camlorn Sentinel? Okay, that's... Okay, so Dano's running Wax Wayne Support Mage. So it's not just Support Mage, it's a Wax Wayne, which I probably should have been able to infer from Queen's Captain. So there are some Wax Wayne shenanigans afoot. And holy cow, it's really weird. Again, I'm watching it just like you are, and I know we came in, I think, one turn into it, but Pablo 85 already down to 18 health. Wow. Yeah. Like I said, this is one of those kind of days. As Dano pointed out, it leads up to him to have not just support removal, because goodness knows in Tribunal you have more than enough, like really awesome support removal. You've got all your Shadowfen priests and your edicts, but now Pablo is also running a Vicious Drag. So probably at some point in the not distant past, Pablo encountered some really nasty support decks and was somewhat traumatized by it, and so has incorporated a third layer of support removal in the deck. Interesting to see the dragons, though. This is, I mean, I'm a fan of it just being different. And like I said, the Sentinel, you don't really see him ever except for in a Prophecy deck. So I got to give it to Pablo. Kudos for playing some stuff that's well outside the bounds of normalcy. Okay, got to deduct a point for Call Dragon. Arguably one of the more loathsome cards there. Okay, so Queen's Captain's going to get a nerf down to 3/4. So I'm wondering if Dano's running Moon Gates. Doesn't seem to be the case.
No matter what.
He's got more than enough health to contest the board. Problem is, anything he plays in this lane is going to get nerfed down to 3 by this fearsome Supreme Dragon. It's kind of arrogant, isn't it? I am the Supreme Dragon. What makes you the Supreme Dragon? I can't help but think of Supreme Burrito or Beef Burrito Supreme, which is actually making me very hungry right now. And for some reason, I'm actually craving a Beef Burrito Supreme. Like, really, seriously. If somebody doesn't stop me, this is why I need a live stream, because if it was a live stream, I could have somebody say, don't get that Beef Burrito Supreme. But as it is now, at the end of this game, I'd probably go, oh my gosh, another Vicious Drag. In a 3 attribute deck, 2 Vicious Drags. This is the kind of day it is. Don't know what it is. Don't know what's in the air. Don't know what's going on. It's a funky day. Not gonna lie.
Prepare for battle.
Apologies for that. Just doing a little conversing with Dano there. He did confirm he does have the Moon Gate in this deck. We just haven't seen it yet. Going on turn 10. Lots of cards drawn. No support. Well, support of that kind anyway. You really can't keep a support on the board, unfortunately. Those poor Cygnus standard bearers? Is that the... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Dano's saying he desperately needs other supports, and for sure. But, I mean, I feel like the writing's been on the wall. After the last game, I don't know. You can call it superstition, you can call it ridiculousness, but I feel like there's just a vibe that you get when you queue into a game, or when you queue into Legends, whether or not it's going to be kind of an average day, a little bit of yo-yoing, a little bit of back and forth, give some, lose some. Does have a Priest of the Hour, so he is running that as a prophecy. Oh wait, Priest of the Hour. That's card draw, I believe. No, that's Priest of the 8. There are too many priests in this game. Too much religion. Separation of church and state. Goodness gracious. Okay, again, virtual applause for Pablo. Genuine. I'm not being sarcastic. For running. I mean, this fellow here really gets no play at all. I actually would run him occasionally because I think I happen to get a premium version of him in a card pack. So I would run him just for that at one point or other, but kudos to Pablo for running some stuff that is just not common. And kudos to Dano for being able to keep 2 supports on the board amidst all the support removal. Have not seen kosher support removal or standard support removal. Oh my goodness gracious. So Dano is getting kind of the dream trigger there. Populating the board with a bunch of 3/2s just going bonkers.
I will end you.
Best case scenario, he draws another support. But just like the last game, you know, Pablo is doing it no. I mean, this is how you play control. But, you know, refusing to break that rune no matter what. The only difference is he already has a pretty formidable board. All right, again, you did miss a little bit of the plays there. Just doing a little more conversing.
A taste of Lord Dagon's power.
Honestly,
Your storm is
oh, okay, there it is. I was going to say, aside from the 3/6, the fact that he had Pablo down to, and there it is. All right, we are queued up into another game with Dano. I admire his tenacity. I saw it in people like Denise and some other folks who just play despite. Like I said, to me, these kind of games. Scuba Cat Whimsy. Hang on a second. No, keep hitting the wrong button, doggone it. Haha, okay. All right, so this is Skooma Cat Whimsy, steal all your stuff. So, oh goodness gracious, he was saying hopefully not invade. All right, let's go game. Let's go TESL universe. Come on, we need this win. We really do. This has been probably one of the shoddiest Legends sessions I've experienced. I've only played one game, but it was gross enough that I'm like, okay, let me see if anybody else is playing right now. So I do apologize, Joseph, if this is how things go and I don't actually end up playing the deck again. Just know, maybe I'll even show the brief footage of the Market Archer game just so that you see it. So you know I did try it, but I'm just like I don't want the misery. But kudos to folks like Dano, Denise, and other folks. K Fluffy is back in the fray after, the invade loss. I play games for fun, and Dano lamenting the fact that he has both Manticoras in hand on turn 3. Par for the course, I would say. At this point, really, you hate to say it, but... And this is the thing, against an invade deck, what makes it even worse is there's virtually no card that you're going to steal that's worth a darn. And I'll admit, I don't... Let's see. Steal... Okay, so the one good thing about her, the Thieves Guild Shadowfoot, is she doesn't steal like a copy of something. She actually steals the top card off the deck. So that means... the Blast of Oblivion is one less card that Bezrasvet, we'll just call him Ass because that's the easiest part to pronounce. Ass the Sadist, rank 3, playing Invade. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. Skooma count discounts Tome also. Okay, so he's running Skooma Kitty. We just don't see it just yet, but obviously offers a discount there. So definitely some value there, but if you don't draw it, unless, is he talking about this? No, that's these girls shot. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Again, lamenting the lack of support. And so this is what I mean. When I start a game the way I had to against Market Archer, I'll play one more. And usually you kind of get a barometer of where the wind's blowing. And you go, okay, this is just not a day that I need to be laddering. It's one thing to have adversity. It's one thing to have things, not always go your way, to yo-yo. Yo-yoing is not fun, but I can easily see that as part of the game. That's part of what it means to play. But the games that I've been witnessing here so far are not your typical, okay, things are going well. These are, the winds are decidedly against you. What does the Abacan Navigator say? The winds do not favor us. The winds want to screw us. The winds hate our guts. That's what he would be saying right now, if his voiceover would allow it. So Dano, again, taking note, this is how you play against Invade. Not that it matters whether he attacks or not, but he is building up a nice size hand. And, I mean, like I said, doesn't want to see Manticora on turn 3, but against an Invade deck that is a little bit slow rolling, Manticora, a 6/6 guard with ability to remove anything on the board, fantastic card to have. All right, hang on. Getting a little more... if I get Skooma Cat, discounts all the cards. I steal, I run Mechanar, and Fabricate also. Okay, so this is a clever deck. I just heard a little bit from Dano there. Skooma Cat discounts not only like the Tome, but also Fabricant. Really, anything that you don't have in your hand, that's what Skooma Cat will discount. So he's looking for the cat. He wants to see his cat. I'm guessing he's running 3 copies of it. And Ass deciding to remove Daggerfall, which maybe that's really the only... Yeah, I guess Dano hasn't played a lot of fabulous cards at this point. He's got them all in his hand. It's all in the late game. Dawn's Wrath, Manticore. I mean, that's 3 hard removals. Ooh, and I think Dawn's Wrath is where we may very well see that in on this turn. Goodbye, ugly 5/3 spider women. But not the good kind of spider women. Not what's her name? Jessica Drew. I don't know the other one's name. The redhead. Those are cool spider women's. Those Daedra are not cool spider women's. They have the abdomen of a freaking arachnid and the body of a woman. It's disgusting. Fantastic answer to that. So hey, it's one of those things where you do against an aggro deck or even a low to ground mid range. Hey, a War of Attrition. Sorry, we're coming in a few turns into Dano's next game. Been doing a little bit of discussion with some other folks.
Have to do better than that to trick me.
All right, so we got another. All right, so we were coming in a little bit late on Dano's next game. I was doing a lot of conversing with some other folks there, so I do apologize. You did miss it. We are seeing Skooma Cat Whimsy come down. I think that's the full name, right? Skooma Cat's Whimsy. And we are seeing Dano in a bit of a tight spot against Thief Eye Foot Thumb. I'm guessing that's a kind of a play on the Fee Fi Fo Thumb. Fee Fi Fo Thumb, the notorious favorite phrase of the giant in Jack of the Beanstalk. But let's focus on what's going on here because Fief
There's a
We'll just call him
plan.
Fief.
There's always a plan.
He's really looking to make a push here. Fortunately, Dano does have Fingers of the Mountain, which can get rid of 2 of the 4/2s.
Speak, citizen.
Maybe Whiterun Protector?
The city is safe in my hands.
All right, so he is going to eat 10, 13.
You fight like a child.
Ah, there we go. So as quickly as Thief was attacking, it seemed like he had lethal. Interesting that Dano shackles the
Don't
2/2.
make me laugh. You won't foil my
Although,
plan.
to be fair, Spell Sword doesn't have a ton of reach. So while things do not look good, I think Dano made that call, of course, because he's gonna take out the 2 4/2s. But it looks like this is gonna be a... I don't know. I never want to count him out.
I have many important things on my mind.
So he's got the execute to take out the 2/2. He's going to take out the 4/2. That leaves the 3/2 on board. And again, the one good thing in this matchup, Fief does not have. Probably is only running Dawnbreaker.
I'll profit from your death.
Doesn't have it.
Through peace, ferocity.
I slay the unworthy.
All right, so
I slay the unworthy.
I mean that's fine. I mean, 2 attack isn't going to get it done. We could see just wow. And Kano is going to clear the board with a bunch of Dark Rebirths, I think. He's going to take out the 3/2, Dark Rebirth, take out the 6/5, Dark Rebirth, take out the 1/2. And still has 4 left over for Daggerfall Mage. And maybe considering Fingers of the Mountain, but with the breakthrough, well, it's not going to do a ton of breakthrough. I think that's the call. From where I'm sitting, in the spectator seats in the nosebleed section, Dark Rebirth, Daggerfall. Let's see what Dano decides to do.
I have many important things on my
Okay.
mind.
Phase 1, check. May not waste a second Dark Rebirth on the 1/2. Like, why take just 1 damage off the board? Yeah, Aren maybe to try to, hopefully to draw an execute, I'm guessing.
We fight for
Or a
the glory of
firebolt.
lost Myriad.
Anything but a lightning bolt. Can't play that. But it does allow Dark Rebirth, if he so desired, to trigger Ankano again. But again, with just those 2 points of damage, because Dawnbreaker on either one is a win, so he's probably saying it's not worth it to Dark Rebirth on those. He has another more... Yeah. Possibly, Dano, possibly. Doesn't seem like it, though. Fief is the reluctance to attack is showing that they're
Should have been more worthy.
processing. Did not have the Dawnbreaker. Not even sure if they're running it, to be honest, but possibly. Oh, Guildsworn. Giggles! Giggles to save the day. She could very well help turn the tide between her and Fingers of the Mountain. And, so yeah, between Giggles, Fingers, and Lightning Bolt, I think Dano could be in pretty good shape
I
here.
have many important things on my mind.
That works as well. So Aaron gets the trade. Or maybe Fingers at this point. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
By the 8th, they will meet their maker.
Okay. If Giggles can stay alive, Dano has at least 1 more drain in hand, or 1 more heal in hand for 2.
Safe in my hands.
Alright, so Lightning Bolt probably to eat the 4. Well, Probably is going to Mirac the 4-1, actually. Although that's risky, too, because that's pretty much all he can play. Lightning Bolt Ice Storm to allow Giggles to heal. Okay, no, he is going to take the 4-1. No, he's going to take the 4-4. Oh, he's going to break a rune. Very good. See, that's big brain play. That's big brain play. That's the kind of stuff I need to be thinking about. And look at this. He could turn it around right here. I mean, it would take an obnoxious, although not unpredictable, turn of events to get rid of the 6-6. And he pulls it off. Well done, Dano. Nice. All right, so we've queued into Brave Caryad Friends game here. She is playing at my request. She's going to do casual, but I persuaded her to do a little bit of laddering here. She is running what she calls Delphine's Dragon, so kudos for the alliteration, first of all. But the key about, first of all, it is in kind of a prototype mode right now. She's kind of developing it as she goes. But the lore is that any card that is not a dragon is a dragon rider, which is a little awkward considering we just saw a Spooter. But that's the lore. So that is the idea. So your Blades Lookouts, your Doomcrag Vampires, they are all dragon riders hoping to mount their majestic dragony steeds. So there's that. And like I said, it is kind of a prototype. Hey, we could see Delphine here sometime. I mean, with a 3-color deck, you could certainly go a dozen games with never seeing her. So she is going to make an appearance.
May the fates smile on Khajiit.
She is up against a Halalu aggro deck.
Offer something
And getting a nice combo there with the Skooma Racketeer. Taking a little bit of punishment off the board. Up against a top 10 player who is currently ranked 3, but probably making a very quick ascension back into the hallowed legendary ranks. So this will be a pretty tough game. I would imagine it's certainly shaping up that way already. With some heavy aggro. And the ring. Halalu with the ring. Aggro, Halalu with the ring is a really hard combination to best. We could see Innkeeper and Blades, or Innkeeper and then Reflective, to try to challenge that lane a little bit. Okay, nope. So maybe Stormcloak.
It's my business to
Oh,
keep track
no!
of strangers.
Oh, she did it in the reverse order. Oh dear. Am I mistaken? So I just had a quick exchange with Brave, and she had the exact same reaction I did. Oh dear. You probably saw that. She is playing, so it is 10 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock at night, her time. So she is very brave indeed for playing, because I sure as heck would not be playing at this hour of the night. Doomcrag, she's going to get to see some value from that. Pretty clutch, taking out the Sill. And now with okay, Mayu unfortunately reading the board correctly and not leaving Wildfire on the board, or not leaving
This one will lead you to glory.
Doomcrag, because understanding that that would be bad. That more than likely Wildfire would be coming out. So I think maybe, two Doucheniks would remove the 3/2, put 2 3/3s on the board. That's not going to be her approach here. Maybe a Stormcloak, or maybe a Douche, or maybe Fighters Guild into Blades Lookout, possibly. I just pretty much named off every card she has in hand, so I'm kind of hedging my bets here. One way or another, I'm going to guess it correctly. I think this is going to be GG for Brave here.
Mouth paw.
Goes over there, hits for 4. And interesting, I thought they would have hit. Okay, so they've got, and it's just going for an OTK there. Okay. Whew. She's running the Halalu, which, if you recall, I believe that was the first game that you saw in there, and she won by turn 3. Granted, it was a concession, but she had crafted such a formidable board by turn 3 that, oh dear goodness. Okay, so this is aggro v aggro. Rift Thane coming down to contest the... That's probably the best counter to the Trader. And that's probably the best counter to the best counter to the Trader. Oh, goodness gracious. The only thing good here is that in situ... the ironic... Alright, so... 5th Legion into Orc Clan. I mean, that's not a big brain play on my part. That's just pretty much calling the only two cost cards that exist there. And I'm trying to think of what she could do about the 4-2. Fantastic prophecy right there. That may be enough.
This one thanks you.
To twist the game in her favor. Another Mournhold Trader. That's not great. Deepwood Trapper going to be a pretty big deal here. Let's see, Cloud Rest or Merc Captain here. Again, just calling the obvious. Merc Captain. She is possibly pivoting to a more aggressive approach. She will be able to take out both the 2-3 and the 2-2 if she so chooses. Or she may want to trade or go face with one of them. I would personally be trying to trade right now, just being on the back foot, even though she is Halalu, which is an aggressive deck. The way the game has played out so far, it has not been that way. And the ironic coming in with another answer, although... Nope. Not...
I want to be an assassin, like Nari.
Cloud Rest?
I only need one shot.
Oh, Sheer Point. Nice. Good play. Good call. Good call. Took me a second. You probably saw it before I did, but that took me a second. I was like, wait, what? You don't want to... I mean, to remove him, but you want to get that 2-1 value, but with the shackle there, yeah, that was a fantastic play. Good call, Brave. Another Sheer Point.
A little distraction might prove useful.
Crusader's Assault. Is going to break a rune here, but she's in pretty decent shape to start making a push there with Cliff Bracer.
Come and have a taste, Fetcher.
Oh, but hits a first rune prophecy. That is... This game is playing dirty today, folks. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know what's going on, but this game is playing dirty. Alright, so the ironic is... Well, I was going to say is backing off a little bit. Anasi, fantastic pull, though. Unfortunately, if she plays it, it's going to be used against her as well. But her Anasi survives. And so when ironic... Oh, no! Okay. She's getting the charge off the board.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
It's okay. We could see some stabilization here. Unfortunately, Anasi is now not a great call. There's really nothing for her to yoink. So pit line and then Merc Captain getting some good necessary life gain there, and poke for 3. This would be a really great comeback. to see here. Because right now she's, I mean, it's a 3-point difference. She's already kind of made that pivot. Has a really nice board. Does she have lethal? 7, 13, 14, 15? She does not have lethal this turn or next turn. And I'm guessing the Ironic is going to want to get the life gain off the board. Another Broom of Profiteer. Good call. Good pickup. Anasi, even though she's not going to get any value, it's a 5/5. That's just not what you want to see. So that's...
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
We'll rebuild Skyrim into the land she once was.
Exact lethal from the opponent. Really no way to... Oh, hey! Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Marked man going to come down and get a little health and put a makeshift defense down. Probably kill the mercenary captain. Pulling lethal out of the way. Anasi, Ironic has already played the Anasi, so can't take that guard away. Oh no. Not enough.
May the forebears guide me.
Brave making another foray into the fray. Foray into the fray, huh? I wonder if that phrase ever been used before.
Citizen.
Against Lyanna. Hey, a name I can pronounce. Well done. We're already off to a good start. And against a fellow lady dweller. Lady rank person. All right. And Brave is running, I believe she said this is her newest iteration of Evangard. Oh, why didn't...
Smile on Khajiit.
Oh. Lyanna. Oh, why? Why, you seem so amazing. Like I saw you from across the way and I thought, this is somebody with class and taste. And it turns out neither one of those was true. More's the pity.
You will be devoured in shadow.
Come on, Brave. Take this home. Evangard, ho! Grummite is probably going to be great if we don't see, and fortunately Chewbacca is going to prevent this from happening or should forestall it, but Raiding Party, if he can hold off. Again, this guy might as well be called Sigil Curve because he is always coming down on curve. Always. He is always there without a doubt. Like, sorry. All right. Squish the Wimpy. Could be great here. Oh no, says, sorry, Gate, you're now a mummy, and I can kill mummies. Alright, does give Lyanna a card, and says, hey, I'm going to keep poking at your face. I like to see it. So I'm just hoping Grummite can come down before Raiding Party does. Nope, just another Sigil Keeper. Again, you know, they're like little cockroaches. They're always there. They come up out of nowhere. One more turn to survive. I don't think Lyanna is sitting on Raiding Party. I don't think there's any good targets for Necromancer, unfortunately. No. Probably going to see Thornhist Mage come down here.
The Hist provides.
The Hist does provide, my Argonian friend. What exactly it provides, we're going to just not really specify at this particular moment. Alright. Lyanna going to give Brave some cards. Not a fantastic idea. No Raiding Party, no Raiding Party, no Raiding Party. Okay. Still really horrible. Really horrible. So we'll probably see Grummite come down just because you need the guard. He gets rid of a Javelin, which is good. It would have been used probably this turn. But Raiding Party is really the one Oh, not raiding party. I keep saying invasion party. That's really the big one. And it looks like Brave may fall to the powers of invade, unfortunately. Kudos for a nice premium vicious drow. Haven't got the official pronunciation on that yet, but a nice premium. Like to see it. The douche, always nice to see, although he is unfortunately just going to be kind of stemming the tide with 9.
We must protect our stronghold.
Folks to 5-4. So if she does trade, she goes down. Probably take out the mummy for a 4-point swing there. Gains 2, takes 2 off the board. Squish the Wimpy might come in handy next turn if she can survive this. It's 9 on the board right now. And that's lethal.
Slight your path.
Alrighty, I'm not entirely sure what I will show and what I'm not going to show, but it has not been a pretty day for pretty much anybody on the ladder so far. The forces of good, the forces of noble, the forces of right and truth have been getting massacred by the forces of market, invade, and garbage aplenty. It's just been one of those days, folks, unfortunately. So I don't know how much of that you will have seen at this point, but Brave has transitioned from Ebengard to wolves and animals and goats that don't trigger, even though I'm sure there are just a ton of animals in this deck. The saddest Penitus agent I have ever seen in my entire life. One of the very few times I've ever seen him come down with no value whatsoever, particularly this early in the game. Usually there's something you can yoink right there. But happily, he came down a turn too early, and we'll get no value there. This appears to be a much more aggressive deck. And hey, I'm actually excited because she said wolves. I thought she said werewolves for a second. So this is actually pretty cool because I think Justin Larson was the last person I ever saw that played a actual wolf deck. Look at that. The alpha. That is the alpha, right? Alpha wolf? Pack leader. Okay. There is an alpha wolf, but clearly that's not him. And Brave just going first.
You will pay.
Oh, will I now? Will I pay or will I maul you with my wolves? See, this is a matchup you don't want. As a Khajiit, you are in fact still a kitty cat, and wolves are like dogs on steroids. Okay, obviously not fantastic to see, but Brave does. She's a fan of Death Priest. She doesn't mind when he comes down. So all is fair in TESL and war. Might see the piercing javelin come down just to keep all her creatures alive. Or a shriveled mummy. And an automaton. 3-5 right now does not trade favorably with the pack leader. But using it against...
May the fates smile on Khajiit.
Oof. I was hoping we could pull another pack leader. Fortunately, that's not the case. I think she's saving the piercing javelin for Empire's notorious late game, including such nefarious things as Dark Seducer and Aelid Guardians. So very wise.
Shall we put in a dishonest?
And Penitus is going to yoink the drain and just about wrap this up. Thank goodness for Penitus Oculatus. I was going to say, or piercing javelin, but... And piercing javelin. Okay, let us hope we do... Well, actually, if a Dark Seducer comes down, it doesn't matter because she has lethal in both lanes. We're going to see a victory! One of the few. Nicely done. Nicely done. Wolves, how? Brave sallying forth with her doggo deck hoping to string together another win, which I believe would get her out of the snake. I think she's in the snake at this point. It's not a mighty ally. What is he called? Resolute. The resolute ally, giving the otherwise impotent makeshift defenses a little bit of bite. Wily Kievan, Reflective Automaton, possibly next turn. I mean, this is just some good old-fashioned kind of token-ish aggro here.
We'll stand together
Against Corona and the long string of numbers that I'm almost 100% sure are his phone numbers. So if you want to give him a call, that's a number, 420-696-969. Oh, we're missing a digit. Well, at least if they're in America. Oh, well, who knows? But stand by, operators are standing by.
your battle.
Makeshift getting a kill and living to tell about it. Oh, second rune prophecy, no bueno. Harpe, also no bueno. But Wily Kiva and Reflective Automaton, no doubt coming down this turn. We are just hoping... Well, here's the good news. Here's the good news. Even if we do see a Hand of Dagoth, I believe... if the 2-2 bites it, then Prison may not be...
Have you come to submit?
Oh, no. Needs another gold. Yes, Marked Man. I think that'll be enough to... Yes. Triggers Imprison and Hand of Dagoth. Have you come to submit or... Oh, son of a... Sorry, Hand.
I bow to you.
Oh! Turn 5. Game 3 with the Wolves deck. Oof. And a painful whiff by the Resolute ally. He is resolute, not necessarily effective all the time. It's always the danger. But at least in this case, she was not dependent upon him to make that, to trigger. Sometimes you kind of feel like you're counting on it, and it just doesn't happen. So Denise is seeing and calling out dragons, something I wouldn't have necessarily have picked out myself, but I think she's seen enough to know. So we can expect to see some dragons come down, possibly Delphine and some other things. Ooh, taking out the alpha.
Nice.
That's a bit of a bummer. But the thing is, she means it sincerely. She like I said, she likes the Death Priest. And unlike me, where I like certain cards when I'm playing them, but not when other people play them, she actually just genuinely enjoys the Death Priest as a card in general. So that's coming from a genuine place of just liking the card, which is kind of cool. I'm not entirely sure I love that art. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's okay, but it kind of looks like he's raising it out. Like, I just want to say something. I have a question. Why am I here? I want better food. My kibbles are not good. I don't know. Ooh. Piercing Javelin. Jeez, not a great target. Gonna hold on for something a little juicier. She did say that this reminds her she had actually played with a friend a while ago who used to run I guess a more optimized version, or in her words, a more effective doggo deck. But this fellow used to play with his dad, and his dad unfortunately passed away. So it's those kind of stories you hear, that just... I don't know. It's like anything. It really gives the game, more weight, some more, more mobility, that more nobility, that it, you just realize it means at different times in our lives it can mean more to certain people than others. But I shouldn't get too far off track here, otherwise I'll completely miss the game. But it's kind of a sobering thought. Right now, the Wolves, which we have seen recently being on the aggressive, now a bit on the back foot, being 11 points down. That bat being used to great effect. Spoils of War. This is This is what we call an ugly game in the business so far. Luckily, with Gavel and Piercing Javelin, she will be able to get rid of 2 of those creatures. Down goes the Bat. Bat probably wishing it had traded at that point. Would have probably been a smarter, a wiser play there. Brave keeping herself in the mix, not letting it get too far away. Beefy 5/5 doggo, still looking very ridiculous. What's going on? Okay, it's better if you don't see below the mid-range. Okay. He's definitely not as effective. Yeah, Brave saying the same thing. I was going to say, he is not as effective without a sheer point. He is shiny, though. He's nice and shiny.
Gone.
You got a nice premium curse there. Might see Penitus.
For the Emperor.
So Brave definitely going on the pivot, saying, nope, I am an aggro deck. You will fear me. Keeping her 5/2 alive, at least ostensibly for right now. Obviously, if a sheer point comes down or curses, things are going to get a little messy. But at the moment, she definitely has a nice, strong advantage. 7, 9, 11, 13. Actually, exact lethal on board with no immediate answer. So nice, shiny Banelord that did virtually nothing at all, unfortunately for him. And now even deprived of his guard status. He's like... Jewel C K 666 looking for answers.
Order your death.
Rise,
Oh, the Bat. The Bat. I was going to say maybe Blind Moth beforehand, but I don't think it's like, I don't care if you do have a prophecy or not, I'm coming in. So we might see Blind Moth replace the 2/1. Hard to say, though. Nope, okay. Once again, does have lethal on board. Another Bat, for crying out loud, the Bats! I have already just gotten so sick of seeing the Bats. And there's the sheer point. I mean, she does have the enemy opponent on the back foot now, which is a nice change of pace. Wisely gets rid of sheer point. It sucks because, again, or not again, I haven't said anything yet, but in Endurance, you do have things like Dark Seducer, which I would not necessarily doubt Jewel C would be running. I wouldn't say it seems very likely. I think this deck was supposed to be a little more of the aggro. But I don't know. Banelord Scout is more... Typically, it's more control.
I'll scout ahead.
So unfortunately, Brave does not have lethal on the board at the moment. How many Bats have we seen here? Only 2. So there is an organic Bat in the deck, as well as however many Necromancers. And if... Oh, that's pretty much game. That's pretty much game. Because now I can bring back Sheer Point, I can bring back Banelord. And you know that's what got triggered, and of course the Bat. So, here's hoping, but boy. I have to trade the Priest into the Bat. Drop the Jackal. Still in the mix of things, still not written off, but boy, it just seems like a matter of time now, knowing that there were a bunch of Necromancers just pushed back into the deck. An axe, right when you need them. Nice premium version.
On luck.
Oh boy. We may see a concession from Brave at this point. I'm not saying it would, you know, that it's absolutely necessary, but yeah, now that they're pushing in. And Brave just not drawing in. Hey, if Obstinate Goat can pull a card, Obstinate Goat doing its thing. I have seen that card whiff probably more times than any other card ever, and it's a goat. Jumping in for one last game with Brave before she calls it a night. Hoping to goodness this is any other kind of mage except Invade. Oh. Okay, maybe she recognizes the name. I probably should. Totally don't. Anaka probably is Invade. She is running Argonian and Argonian tribe deck. So we are seeing a little bit different here. We saw the Wolves do their thing. Hit a stone wall, as kind of has been the trend these, you know, the past on this day. And let's just see if the Argonians can close out a game against Invade. It'd be a great way to end things. Oh, the whiff from the Stalwart. Is Stalwart ally? Yeah.
Smile on Khajiit.
He is called the Stalwart ally, not the consistent ally.
Citizen.
The Oreo Eater comes down. Might see Fighters Guild into Thieves Guild, or Thieves Guild into Fighters Guild, perhaps.
If I fall,
Got the nice alt art there. Looks very noble. Standing, you know, striking a pose. Looks good. They actually have on Displate. Displate are these giant metal posters you can get. Well, not giant, but you can get these different size metal posters. They actually do have the original Thieves Guild or Fighters Guild. Spider Guild? Fighters Guild artwork. Looks pretty good. Not enough for me to want to spend that kind of money on it. They're not cheap, but it's kind of cool to see. They have some other ones as well, but none of the ones that I really, really want. So I'm holding off on that. Hopefully they'll get some other options.
Smile on Khajiit.
Unfortunately, I think the Fates have just kind of turned their nose to Khajiit and to all good-natured souls on this day. But making a good push. If this is an Invade deck, they're really off to a slow start. I mean, an Invasion party would definitely get them rolling.
You can't defeat.
No, it is not an Invade deck. Okay, so I guess that's kind of bittersweet. It's good to see all the Argonians coming together, though. You don't see an Argonian tribal deck very often. So thank you, Brave, for humoring us with this deck. And that was a brilliant play there, by the way. I missed it. I just thought, okay, she's playing a card, but allowed that one-for-one trade there that's so crucial. That's a good heads-up play. Very smart. Well done. Could be the difference in the game as well. Oh, no. No. Why? Oh, that. Even though it's called an Ice Storm, I have to say that was a crushing blow. Hopefully she can get some value off the 3-2. It does not get another banish treatment. But boy.
So many purses, so little time.
Interesting inclusion. It is a prophecy, yeah, but wow. That's probably the first time I've seen this outside of Arena, to be honest. I don't think I've seen that card. I think I've tried to run it once or twice, but Trinket, Imbued Argonian. We're seeing a lot of, these are a lot of the cards that you wanted to see against an aggro deck, not the cards you want to see as an aggro deck. Another prophecy. Javelin taking out the 3-4.
This world holds many wonders.
I mean, that's unfortunate. 3 1-3s all in a row and a Tree Minder. This is the antithesis of late game goodness. This is, yeah. Okay, so this is, okay, so that makes this guy make a lot more sense. This is a very bizarre non-committal prophecy deck. Like, if you're gonna run Fate Weaver, that is
I do not fear
decidedly Prophecy, but plenty of non-prophecy cards too. Very interesting. It's not invade, so kudos to that. Is this Singleton, perhaps? This might be Singleton Mage. In which case, how lucky is that? Okay, hey, you never like getting smacked in the face, but if it means drawing some cards, and Arcane and Blackwood and Treeminder. Oh, no, play Blackwood first. Hear me, Denise.
I have the
There you go.
marsh in my
Sweet.
paws.
I mean, it doesn't mean that it's going to pan out because, unless it really is a Singleton. I think it's a Singleton, in which case you don't have to worry about piercing javelin. No, it's not a Singleton. Never mind. Everything's out the window. Of course, I couldn't be right about anything. Oh, what a day this is. So anything goes. I was thinking that would mean we don't have to worry about piercing javelin or any of the other stuff we saw, but clearly this is... and in Anaka, the Imperial Grand Tactician. God, that's a mouthful too.
Let's put
Considering whether or not they want to push. So unfortunately, the 3/4 will get buffed just enough by Venom to take out the 4/4. Well, I guess it didn't need it. I love that card. It's a great card. I played it. I don't think I run it anymore, but I had a ramp deck that just used ramp as a way to buff different cards. I should probably create that again. I got rid of it. Great card to see there. Hopefully we're not going to see another Ice Storm. That's what pretty much set this game on a really bad foot to begin with.
Let's
No
put
Prophecy.
these to use.
We're brave. I'm feeling an Ice Storm. Oh boy.
The illusion mage is never as he seems.
Okay, doesn't trigger a prophecy with her, but it's coming down to the wire here. I mean, to be fair, Blackwood Alchemist and Blackwood Distiller, both from the Blackwood neighborhood.
I have the marsh in my
There's some
veins.
synergy there because
Test heals and rejuvenates.
if the Distiller,
They underestimate.
well, this may be moot.
I
was about to say if they have Ancano and a Lightning Bolt.
I have many important
Well done, Brave. Well done. Thank you for bringing the Argonians out. Wish we could have seen Training Grounds earlier. That would have helped.
So there you have it, a massacre as promised. I mean, we saw glimpses of hope here and there, but overall, the forces of truth, justice, and righteousness were beat down severely. The ladder was not worth climbing today. It was awash with filth and grime and regurgitation and fecal matter all over the rungs. You didn't want to touch the ladder. You just wanted to stay far away from it. The ladder that came down and said, hey, ascend to me. You look at it and go, no, not today, ladder. But to the credit of folks like Brave and Dano, who are willing to jump back in the saddle and keep trying to climb amidst the muck and mire, kudos to them. I certainly didn't have the stomach for it, so apologies to Joseph, who I promised this would be a video that showcased this amazing Dagoth deck that did get us a good solid win. We lost to a Market Archer. I think that's going to happen to pretty much anybody. It can't happen to anybody. Maybe I misplayed the deck. I don't know for sure. It was not a great start, and I didn't feel like mixing it up there. So hopefully, like I said, the next video will be a little bit better. Appreciate your patience on this one. Hopefully you got some joy out of it. If nothing else, you did get to see 100%. Everybody has their day on the ladder. And there's some days where if you start the game, you have one or two rough games, you go, you know what? This ladder's looking pretty yucky. Chances are it's going to be that way for the day, and it might be in your best interest to just go, you know what, I'm going to find something else to do for today. Come back when things aren't quite as hostile and nasty. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you next time, and until then... Okay, this conflicts with what I just said, but keep playing. I don't know. It's a mess. I told you it's a mess. I'm gone. I'm just done. Oh, God.